this series?
So I picked Galaxy because I think he hasn't hit his true potential yet. And I saw that, you know, the starting map on Metropolis, it's a map that's a little bit harder for Terran to kind of make their push on. Sure, Galaxy's win rates hasn't been that well. So I say because of that advantage, I picked Galaxy, but I still would love to see Carlo win this series.
Yeah, I picked ClouD. It was actually a very tough pick for me. I think Galaxy definitely showed some great games against MC last season. But in general, you know, I feel like I've been going with my heart this whole time. I went with Zeneo, I went with Sen, and now I'm going with ClouD. All of which are, you know, Broodlord players or players that I've known for a very long time. And I think he's got what it takes, honestly, to overcome his opponent. I'm going with ClouD. 2-0. Boom. Bold prediction.
2-0.
2-0.
Predicting a one-sided series. Well, we'll see how one-sided it is. Let's introduce our players. Starting in the mid-left section, we have from Team Alternate Attacks, it is ClouD, the yellow Terran who is trying to just, you know, it's really tough because now it's to the point where you can't just be like a solid player at NASL. You have to excel to even stay in this league. And both these players are searching for strong wins in NASL, and I feel like both these players can beat each other on their best days. ClouD, when I think Mr. Bitter was saying it really well when he was doing his profile. ClouD, when he's playing his best, is spectacular. He comes back from a strong Brood War background where he's got awesome fundamentals and understanding the game when he can play this strong macro game. But sometimes ClouD looks really like he kind of falls apart a little bit too easily, and it's a domino effect. And it's because of that emotional side of him. And I really want to see that ClouD, you know, be able to work out all those problems and become dominant once again.
I've always felt like ClouD had the toughest problems with crisis management. Just games where he's not used to, games where he's not able to actually dictate what happens in it, is where it's really kind of tricky for him. He likes to be the one that's pushing and doing those very strong, aggressive pushes. And then you have instead of having that wide set of different plays that you can go, it's like really, you can either go, you know, Infestor or Roaches. But if you don't go either of the two, you're dead. And that's how ClouD likes to play. And it's not really all-in-y, it's more just very hard pressure. It's probably a difference between, let's say, going Hellion Banshee and Hellion Marine. I feel like ClouD most of the time would go for Hellion Marine, and he's already proven that a little bit going Marines right away. So when you go Marines right away, or rather 2 racks right away, this basically says I'm going to do early game pressure, and you better defend against this, or I'm going to punish you really hard.
Yeah, and I kind of like that. I mean, people were kind of flirting with the idea of Marine Poke early on. Especially when Terrans were searching for an option TVZ. But now Terran versus Zerg has kind of hit a point of stability once again, don't you think, Andre? People have kind of worked out the kinks. Sure, it's still a little bit punishing if you want to still do the Marine tank kind of style and get caught by fungals. But especially on a map like Metropolis, we've seen a lot of Terrans favor mech, maybe even.
Yeah.
Even though by now, if ClouD wanted to go mech, he'd be gassing already. In fact, look at this! ClouD going for a 3rd command center. I love this play because Metropolis is a map super safe for fast 3 bases.
That's right. And this is a really cool play, I think, overall. It dies to a lot of different all-ins, Zergling, Baneling all-ins, and Roach Baneling all-ins. But for the most part, I think it's pretty solid. Wow, Galaxy needs to be very careful because he could have lost that Overlord right away. But yeah, I mean, it dies to a lot of all-ins, but honestly, who all-ins on Metropolis? That is a very long map to actually all-in. Although that could be part of the metagame, you could definitely see something like that. But still, when it comes down to it, ClouD will be able to put pressure on his opponent. He has the Marine count to do that. If his opponent tries to take a very fast 3rd base, boom, his Marines are right there to actually intercept that. But so far, we don't see that at all. And wow, is Galaxy actually going for this all-in? Yes, he is. He's putting down a second gas. This second gas is so that he has enough Banelings to pop out here. And just as I say, we don't really see all-ins that much. Galaxy is going to be actually showing that, yeah, you can all-in. This is going to be very difficult to stop. Does ClouD have any indicator that this is coming?
Is he going straight for... He is going straight Zergling Baneling, though, because no Roachborn is on the way. Oh, just kidding. He's just joining from this point on. Normally, you'd be adding a lot of Zerglings at this stage. Huh. Is he going to fake aggression, or maybe he's trying to do it defensively as well, because it's at the 7-minute mark. If you see your opponents being passive, Zergs usually take their 3rd base, at least at this point in the game.
That's right.
What's going on here, Andre?
It's kind of weird. I think he's trying to say, well, I'm going to do enough damage in the front, but normally you can't get up into the top. So he's trying to play it like macro directly after doing significant damage to the natural base.
He's got full saturation.
That's right. Yeah, I mean, Galaxy is looking really, really powerful economically. He can definitely take a third. So I think he's just saying, let me go ahead and transition after this. Of course, I think Galaxy could have actually played this out a little bit better. Look at this. ClouD is actually getting a second bunker. That's awesome. And Stim is coming up on the way. So we'll see. ClouD definitely has the potential to defend against this, but it's going to come down to micro.
This is just like a reminiscent old school, like a two-base Baneling attack without a lair. In fact, Galaxy is just making a horde of Zerglings, and let's see how many Banelings he's got over 16 Banelings that's going to be finishing at this point. ClouD got 2 bunkers and 3 barracks, about to finish up another additional reactor. ClouD also has his Marines out of position. He's attacking the backdoor destructible debris. He's not going to be in position. Andre!
And he doesn't move the Marines out of the first one, and here we go. Looks like the Banelings will actually crash up on the...
Whoa! Massive detonation. ClouD losing a huge chunk of supply.
And there it is, GG.
Ay, caramba. Ooh.
Oh man, I would actually love to see a replay of that, just to see the mass chaos and destruction that came out of that last attack.
Man, it's wow.
ClouD had a way to actually defend against that, but no matter what, it's really difficult.
You're going to lose a lot of SCVs.
That's exactly right.
I mean, you have triple orbital in a way. I mean, it was kind of what we were saying. Galaxy had a third of popping up and saying, like, from there, I'll see if I can do a lot of damage. As you guys can see, the instant replay.
Oh God!
Every he's trying to surround the tank to make sure to kind of buffer damage and form a little choke. Oh, I guess
just
one
watch
more
it again.
time.
Watch it. Oh my God, this is brutal. And boom. And
tank was like, "Let's do this, YOLO!" and it just went out in a blaze of glory. Man, that was.
That's right. You know, this is what I was talking about before. I mean, ClouD was actually preparing for a big timing push. He was getting siege tanks to his army, which normally says, I'm going to be pushing out off of, 3, 4 tanks, something like that. Especially when you get it out so early, you need to make sure that they're actually doing something. So we can definitely see ClouD was actually preparing for something, but when he's actually having some damage inflicted upon him, his crisis management is normally the one that kills him.
Well, game number 1 goes in swift, decisive fashion for Galaxy. Thank you so much to Epson, the people who provide projectors for NASL Season 4. You can check them out at epson.com. When we return in 1 minute, game number 2 between Galaxy and ClouD, let's find out what happens in the rest of the series. So hang tight, we'll be back in just a minute.